Well, hello there, and welcome back to the channel. But if you are new here, then welcome. My name is Chewy, and we like to play strategy games on this channel. Obviously, if you're looking at this map, you're looking at a map of EU4, and you're thinking, wait a minute, this does not look the way that I usually play EU4. And that is because we were playing with the Ante Bellum mod today. The mod author, Parmalion, was kind enough to give me early access to his big 1.5 update for the Dragon Throne, and I feel very honored to be the one who gets to tell you guys that it will be releasing next Friday, September 10th, and you're going to be able to play this on your own. So if we take a look over here, you say, oh, look at this, 1.5. Oh my goodness, look at this. As far as 1.5, it is an overhaul of East Asia. Parmaline gave me a couple of things to read off to let you guys know exactly what's going on. It is going to be a completely different political setup with around 50 new provinces, new wastelands, and rivers to improve the strategic depth of East Asia. There's the crisis of the Yuan Dynasty, who we're going to be playing as today. There is going to be a disaster for Yuan, which allows you to pick a new ruler. You can side with the tribes, the Chinese, or the Nestorians, who are Christians. This choice will affect the events, national ideas, missions, and government reforms for the rest of the game. There's going to be updates to the Empire of China with 2 new decrees, 11 new celestial reforms, and tributaries will now give a force limit contribution of 50% of regular vassals, which is nutty. That's a huge buff to tributaries, which I think is justified because tributaries kind of suck balls. As mentioned before, Nestorianism, which is a new denomination of Christianity, uses the similar mechanics to Orthodox, but it also has its own set of icons, unlike other Christians. Nestorians can become the Emperor of China, so that adds a lot of variation to how you can play over here as a Christian. There's now Inward Perfection, a new government reform designed for tall play, which unlocks missions with extremely powerful toll rewards, but it makes it difficult to wage war. There's the Chinese Revolution, which is the ability to dethrone your dynasty in the late game and found the Republic of China, triggering the Chinese Revolution event chain. There is a new idea group, Celestial Ideas, over 20 new mission trees, new government reforms for almost all nations affected by the update, new cultures split from the Altaic culture group, new events and event chains, new formable countries, new achievements, new lore startup screen, which is what we're looking at right now, and new dynamic province names. There's more, but you're going to have to play to figure out a lot of that. While the Red Turban Rebellion may have failed to dethrone the Mongol invaders, it nevertheless succeeded in exposing the Great Yuan's weak spots. With everything south of the Yellow River in rebel hands, the Burgundian clans claim the Mandate of Heaven is weaker than before. To even the most disinterested, it appears that the empire which Kublai Khan had spent his life building may soon come crashing down. The Lord of 10,000 Years court is paralyzed by vicious political deadlock. Even as the seams begin to burst, Yuan still hobbles along its doomed path. From the fearsome daimyo in Japan to the rugged merchant monks of the Tarim Basin, and even within the house of cards that is China, none can avert their gaze from the gathering storm. After all, whoever emerges the strongest has a chance to seize the most coveted prize of all, the Dragon Throne. So we're going to load in as Yuan. If you guys are wondering why my game looks the way it does, I am using the Ad Lucem visual mod, and I tweaked the constant values in it so it's not as bright. Aside from that, we have a few other mods installed, but nothing too major. So starting as Yuan, we are the Emperor of China. We have great Yuan ideas, discipline, and goods produced when we finish with governing capacity, so that's pretty solid. CCR, mandate growth and diplo rep, yearly army tradition, fort defense, national unrest, mill policies, leader cost, vassal force limit contribution, and liberty desire from subject development, and national manpower. However, these are all going to change because we are not going to be staying with this. We get an event on the death of Shaozong, crisis of the Yuan dynasty. We will get an event that will allow us to pick a new path for our nation. So right off the rip, let's pick a couple of rivals. We got Song, the rebel factions to the south. I will gladly rival them. And who else we got here? Japan doesn't seem appropriate. So we can enact a decree. So you can see here, look at these celestial reforms, 11 more of them. Insane. And then 2 more decrees. I'm not going to touch it. We're not going to mess around with that. You guys can do that on your own. We should initially build up to our force limit because there's no reason not to. Now, whenever getting these guys sorted out, I'm not really going to spend too much time worrying about it because I'm going to lose them all soon. Because if you guys haven't guessed already, we're ditching the Empire of China, and we are going to become a horde. Because who doesn't want to be a horde, right? There is a crazy amount of flavor that's been added in Japan. So if you're looking for a tag that is not Yuan, I definitely recommend checking out Japan. The Paper Shogun here, if you want to pause and read it, feel free. But I definitely encourage you. This is actually the nation that Parmalion was asking me. He says, you should play Yuan or Japan. He's like, I kind of like Japan. So I picked Yuan because to spite him. No, I'm just kidding. I wanted to play a horde. But he mentioned Japan. He seemed very proud of his work in Japan. So if you're interested in a different type of campaign from what I'm playing, but you still want to play some Ante Bellum out here, check out Japan. So here's our event here, the ailing emperor and his empire. Emperor Shaozong, born Sorkad, I don't know how to pronounce any of these names, has ruled China for the last 34 years. As if the dynasty was a reflection of its sickly sovereign, the Great Yuan has just barely held onto parts of northern China, while the warlords of the south have found generations to become proper states of their own. Externally, there is much dissension over how the Yuan should continue to function, as it has been divided into two distinct factions who are nearly ready to wage war against each other. So this is basically just telling us that whenever our emperor dies, we will have an event. So I could do some stuff, but I'm actually just going to speed through and let this event, let him die, and see what we can come up with after this, because I'm excited to see how the reforms go. But you can take a look here. We have plenty of guys over here. Harmy brought back 1444 Buryata, and yes, he did. He brought back the gold mine. My goodness gracious. I cannot wait to snake that gold mine, baby. I cannot wait. Well, if we can get some early PP, I think I will do this. I can humiliate my rival over here. So let's get over there and do that. And wham bam. Thank you, ma'am. Good old humiliation, which will give me 30 size to my PP, as well as 100 of each mana, monarch mana. Very solid. My guy is still kicking. He hasn't died yet. He doesn't seem interested in dying. He's like Trindamir. He's too angry to die. So yeah, we're just kind of waiting it out. And nothing exciting happened yet, aside from early show superiority. I always recommend getting those off as early as possible, because they make the game much easier early on. More mana you get early on, the better. So one thing that I really hate about playing up here is getting sieged down constantly the whole game. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build up a couple of fort lines over here, because yeah, it is literally infuriating getting sieged down in Manchuria and there's nothing you can do about it. So we're going to do that. Uh-oh, black news indeed. Our emperor has died, and you know what that means. Now, the crisis of the Yuan dynasty will tick up here at 4 per month. So let's not have these guys drilling anymore, because we're going to need our armies, because we're going to have a civil war. You guessed it. Boom. So the death of Emperor Shaozong. You can stop to read it if you'd like. I'm not really big on reading the flavor events. So if you want to read it, go ahead and feel free to pause and read that out. We can side with Prince Dongdin, faction of Han Chinese, or we can side with Prince Temur's faction, the Mongol tribes, or we can side with Essen Temugid's faction of the Nestorians. So you can actually see here, we do have a few factions as well. We have the Commanderies of the 5 armies, which is the military branch, the Office of Maritime Trade, which is the Diplo branch, and then we have the Admin branch, the Grand Secretariat, which gives us advisor costs, or construction costs and advisors at the cost of discipline. We are going to bring back, or have Prince Temur, who is our current ruler, brings the Yuan back to tradition, that is, the new mandate of heaven for a new Yuan. So we actually lose the mandate. And so we can see here, a Chinese country with the most development will claim the mandate. And yes, so due to losing our government rank of empire, we are no longer in the Mongolian Cultural Union, because we are a Khanate now. Which, if you don't know, steppe nomad. We're a horde now, which is awesome. The empire is now Song, the emperor. So very easily, we could use the Unify China CB to start eating them up, gobbling them up alive, and we shall. But before we do that, time to crush this rebellion. Should make quick work of it. No big deal. So I was under the impression, yep, we did lose some stab. All right, so let's go with yellow shamanism for unrest and prestige. That's fine. Boost our, oh my goodness gracious. Whew. So we need a stability of at least 1 and fewer rebel armies than 1. So let's focus on admin for now. Crisis of the Yuan dynasty. When we finish this up, we get access to this big, beautiful, glorious mission tree. Parmy, delicious, delicious. I am so excited to get into it. Well, I have been declared war on by one dude down here who's got 16,000 men. I'm over here fighting off this thing here. It's kind of a bummer, but yeah, I think we can manage this pretty straightforward. Just need to get a couple of mercs over here. They shouldn't be able to really do much. The only downside is that they can march right onto my capital, because my fort line has unfortunately been severed by this group here. This is okay though. I'm not worried about it. Let's get a general on there. Have them do that, so that way these guys can come over here and reinforce. We are 40,000 manpower in the hole. But we will be able to get Miltech 4 here very soon. Should be pretty straightforward. It's just a conquest war, I believe. War over Chinese hegemony. So this is the Unite China CB. So yeah, take my capital. Is that what you're going to do here? Oh, show superiority even. Interesting. Yeah, they're not going to be able to do that, so I'm not too worried about it. And next month, I'll be able to, hopefully, right. As soon as we take back our province here, we will get rid of the issues with that. Religious sacrifices. Oh, perfect. Thank you. I wish I would have been able to click that earlier. This is fine. So, yeah, we just need to take this fort back, beat up on these guys. 20,000 men. Oh, no, I'm so scared. Look at this. We got a mountain fort here, mountain fort here. They'll do nothing. A desert fort, desert fort. They're not going to be able to even get into my interior. So I'm not worried about them. The good news is that they're my rival as well. So I can actually humiliate them for this age objective, which is really cool. Do we have a unique age objective? We do not have one for the Age of Discovery. Okay. The end of the crisis. The crisis of the Yuan dynasty is over. And now, with the death of Khagan Shengzhou, the great Yuan finds itself face to face in a crisis. We have defeated that crisis, and we get some Horde unity and national manpower recovery speed, which is actually super useful. We could definitely need that because, yeah, fighting off all those rebels killed our manpower. Admittedly, I should have got some mercs. You live and you learn. You can do that in your campaign when you play it. Vassal force limit contribution for the rest of the game, 10%. That is pretty solid. So that means my force limit is up to 75 because we kept all our tributaries after we switched over to a Horde. So that's all right. I like that. So these guys down here can get bent. We're gonna go kill him. I would rather improve relations with everybody. I feel like that's probably in my best interest. So all we need to do is start marching on these guys and destroy them all and just win. That's all you do. You just win, right? So yeah, this is what happens. The Battle of Hoiyan. They attacked me. So I don't know what you guys were expecting from this war, but it's not going the way that they were expecting it to go. As you can see, they just got stack wiped. So let's have these guys head on over to their capital, which I believe is Nanjing, right? Is this Nanjing? I don't know. I don't really know Chinese geography very well, so it very well may be. Leave a comment down below. Let me know some interesting facts about Chinese geography. I love it when people share that stuff with me. It is stuff that makes me appreciate the game a little bit more. So Min has been called in as a friend of Zhu. So looks like we got a little bit of a fight on our hands here. And let's see how we can manage. The beauty of being a Horde is that now I am the fast one. Look at that. Oh my gosh. They attacked me. They attacked me, which is annoying. Oh, wait. Hey, I can take clay without... No way. No way. I can take clay without taking Diplo penalties? Well, that's incredible. So I can take this full state, this full state, this... Oh, baby. 131 over... I mean, we're gonna have to, I think. I'm having some financial issues, so I've decided that it is time to take our gold mine here. And we could co-belligerent this guy with their subject. So what we're gonna do here is we are going to head on over and beat up on these guys. These guys are gonna get full annexed. At least I'm hoping that they will get full annexed. And then the Emperor down here is having a rough go at it in a war that he declared. So I think it might be a good opportunity to get over there and start staking our claim to the mandate. Not necessarily taking the mandate, but to destroy it. That would be pretty good, I think. And there you go. Tribal conquest is overpowered. Give me all your money as well. And I will raise all of these provinces that I can, except for the gold mine. The gold mine is important to me because I want that development there. So I will not raise it. And I have decided we are going to attack these guys. They are still like just slugging it out down here with these guys down here. Han is their ally. Sadly, they will still join, but we should be able to make quick work of them. They're actually in a much better spot than Song. So you can see here, take the mandate gives us 50% cost and 50% AE, whereas Tribal Conquest is only 100% cost and 75% AE. So Mandate of Heaven CB, very strong, very, very, very strong. So I'm going to wait for the rest of my army to get down here before we do anything too crazy, though. Hey, it's about that time. Let's declare war, and hopefully we can peace out Han as quickly as possible. That would be the best case scenario. Let's get a new general over there. Ideally, we would get a siege pit, but that's okay. No big deal. And let's have these guys head down here. Woo! They just pieced out. Look at all that clay they just took. Oh my gosh. Well, So they're going to have a little bit of unrest and a little bit of war exhaustion. So I don't know, man. I mean, I'm assuming that they're not going to be able to just like, you know, pop an army out of the ground, but they may. I'm not so sure. So one thing that I actually forgot to mention, lots of new great projects around here. Mukden Palace, the Forbidden City is vanilla, Temple of Confucius is vanilla, Great Wall is vanilla. But we also have the Cheyenne Fortress, this whatever this is called. We also got this one here. All this. I don't want to show off too much because I want you guys to explore it for yourself. But just know there's a ton of new guys out here in the Far East. When piecing out as a horde, rule number 1, always take the money. Always take the money. Second reform here, we got Martial Society, which is vanilla, Civil Society, which is also vanilla, Sino-Mongol coexistence, promoted cultures and promote culture cost. That sounds okay. Or Life in the Saddle, Cavalry Shock +1, say no more fam. I'm in. This seems like a reasonable peace deal to me. I think I will allow it. The overextension is not a big deal because you got to remember, as a horde, you can raise the province and then concentrate development. So it's actually closer to like probably 75 to 80 overextension. So quite a lot of conquest. We're going to be able to unify China very quickly. So regain strength is to have some manpower. We're not really doing ourselves any favor here, but we're not in the hole anymore. So I think we'll be able to get this one semi soon. Restore Karakoram, which is to just dev this province. It's mountains, so I'm not in any huge rush to do it, but we'll do it eventually here. So it looks like these are all down the path. There is no extra branches down here. So I guess our first thing is going to be 20 discipline. Okay. So once we get that one, we'll be able to get this one immediately, which is good. Free stab. I like stab. Cavalry regiments, 50. Oh my goodness gracious. Gain a general with 50 tradition. Okay. Shock damage for 25 years and have some money. Okay. We can do that. Now we do not have, what are they called? Banners. So we are Mongolian. We are not Manchurian. Now's the part you've all been waiting for. I'm going to put this guy on local development cost here and there you go. Just like that, our income from gold goes from 0.6 up to 0.3. And there we go. That's our 100% peace deal. Again, overextension, it's really a number when you're a horde. All you need to do is just raise everything. Get a ton of free mana. Like more mana than you know what to do with, right? And then you come in here and you say, actually, oh, right, some of this is already stated. Most of it's already stated, actually. Well, you want to yoink as much development as you can as well. And then you can come in here and you say, let the monthly tick happen. Okay, it says 130. There's no way that's actually correct. But anyways, you just scroll on down and sort by overextension. We can actually... Good time, or good numbers right there. We actually had the exact right amount. So now we just need to let our manpower tick up a bit because that's our main issue right now. And we can also decrease this autonomy here, which will increase our gold up to about like over 5. There we go. Now we're making money, baby. We are making money. We're making it happen. Time to get our horde unity up here. So let's start doing a little bit of consolidation of the area around us, right? We got some tribal feuds over here. So let's get started. Let's get cracking on getting these guys grouped up. First idea group. Naturally, it has to be horde government. It's overpowered. So I'm reading up on this mission here. And it says each Oirat tribe. And I'm looking at this. And this is a kingdom. These guys are all tribes. So I think I don't need to improve relations with these guys. So if I click this button, I inherit them instantly. Which is pretty dope. Honestly, I get their armies as well. I will take it. And we get free cores over here. No reason not to. The dev is super low out here, so it's not going to hurt our governing capacity too much. And just like that, we are looking very good. And we also got a bunch of claims over here. And I believe there is a gold province over here. So yeah, I think you guys already know where I'm thinking. Once we retake Yuan here, we will get 20 prestige, 20% siege ability, and permanent claim on South China. So I think you guys can kind of get the idea of where we're heading with this. And there's that one there. Very good. We will raise it, raise it, raise it, and core it all. And just like that, we get permanent claims on all of South China. and Xinyan or Xinyan or however that's pronounced. Not too bad. Not too bad. And we're also coring up this province here to get a little more gold. You know how I feel about the gold. And I'll call in my vassal though. So I think for now we're going to switch our focus over to handling things in the south of China. And another bit of 100% conquest. Check it out. Been 31 years and we've already conquested almost all of China. Now I can tell you, Yuan feels quite strong, and I am certainly enjoying this. We're also taking as many forts as humanly possible. We are now an empire, which gives us some bonuses to our cultural stuff. And now we get this. So I actually need to make sure, yes, very good. Pour it all up, and just like that, we are sitting so pretty. We have plenty of admin to spare as well. Things are going quite well. Now let's take a look here. I haven't looked much at this. At least 20 plus discipline. That's going to be event dependent, if I recall. So we'll have to see what we can do with this one. We're going to have to integrate our subject over here. Okay, yep. So I'll have to integrate him, and that will give us permanent claims on some parts of Korea. So that is fine, or on the entirety of Korea. So let us break his tributary status. That'll give us a 5-year truce. We'll annex him in 5 years. And in the meantime, it's time to continue eating up these guys. It's at least the ones that I can, right? I have truces with almost everybody, but we're going to continue doing what we can. So we've got our next government reform here. Religious society, which is vanilla. Religious unity and stab cost. Lip service, land maintenance modifier, or decree of religious tolerance, which gives us tolerance of heathens and heretics. I'm going to go with land maintenance. It just basically allows you to snowball even better. And this is the monumentous occasion where we get to full annex the Emperor of China. And if you don't know, if you full annex the Emperor of China, you will get rid of the empire. The mandate is gone. It doesn't exist anymore. I could take it. I don't feel like taking it because the mandate is a burden. So I will say this, with everything that Parmalion has added to the mandate and the reforms, I think it's definitely going to be worth at least checking out, and I encourage you to check it out. I'm not going to in this time around though. No more China. No more China. China is not number one. So at least not in this universe. And then, so what I'm going to do is we're going to continue to do all these buttons here. Core everything up. And just like that, look at that. Look at that. So good. So good. We have truces. We're truce locked with a bunch of people right now. Well, actually, no, we're not. So we're going to continue annexing people, I guess. Next idea group, humanist is always a good choice to take, especially as a horde. Basically, it means that you can take whatever you want without having to worry about any unrest. State governance, which actually gives the admin efficiency, really. Core creation cost 10%. So that's essentially 15% core creation cost. Max absolutism gain, dev cost. I'm not opposed to it. I'm definitely not opposed to it. Doesn't espionage and horde government give cav combat, cav flanking? You know, let's do it. Let's do it. I don't care. I'm all right with it. We need to get a ton more cav. No doubt about that. We can do that easy enough, right? So this war here, we're going to separate peace out Han. With the conquest of Liaoning, we now have this mission done, which gives us a bunch of claims over here. Execution of Essen Temugid. Death to traitors, of course. And that will give us harsh treatment costs, which is pretty cool. More importantly, gives us a ton of permanent claims over here. You can see here, we are almost done on cleaning up these permanent claims over here. We just need to wait on a couple more truces. It's going quite smoothly. I am a little alarmed at how easy it really is. I think maybe a little bit of balance may be necessary, but then again, I am also playing Horde Yuan, so I can't be super surprised at how easy this is going, but I am enjoying it. This is a lot of fun. Anybody who knows me knows I like to play hordes. They're fun. They're powerful and fun, and you know, it's just like there's a lot that you can do. You can really kind of play how you want to. Before the next round of tech, we should probably embrace the institution because it's starting to add up some pretty heavy penalties. We're finished with our horde government ideas, which is great. 25% cav combat ability. Once we finish this up, we'll be able to get another 10%, meaning we're going to be able to get a lot more cav in our infantry, in our army. We have money, so we should definitely do that. So for the time being, I suppose it would be best to use mill and admin. Do a couple of these clicks here. Click that guy right there. Diplo we're going to hold on to so we can finish out our idea group. Obviously the 10% tech cost is going to be very important before we go on to do any of that. But yeah, any mill and admin will be going into deving for now. Our truce is up with Joseon, who has in the meantime annexed literally all of this freaking Goryeo. So that's annoying. But anyways, off we go. And nice thing is that this allows us to shorten up our truce with these guys, whose capital is now where? I do not see a capital. Here it is. Very good. So just need to get these guys carpet siege down, and should be a pretty straightforward war. We have devved up and restored Karakorum, which will give us a level 1 center of trade over here. Well, actually it will increase it. So if we have a level 1 already, we have a level 2. Now we have a level 3, which I don't actually think is that useful because Yuan is not a very good node. We're actually collecting way more over here in Beijing. Speaking of, we should probably upgrade that, right? I don't think we actually need to do any of that because, like, I don't care about prestige decay and we don't need absolutism. So, yes, eventually we will be able to get 50 of these. Oh my gosh, Dragoon. Cav combat ability 15%. Wow, 50%. Our cav are going to be crazy. And then we just need a bunch of money. And we can spend it on getting these guys set up. Unite the Mongols, which will give us some benefits over here. All we need to do is annex these lads who are our dude. But if we do that, then we will be able to attack them like this. So let's go with this one. And let's annex those 2 provinces over there. After a little bit of exploitation of tax, we can now fund the festival. And now we can click this button here. Eventually, we need to get out of this war. So let's get out of this war. I'll just take what I can in this war. I don't particularly care. Raise it all to the ground, core it all up, decrease the autonomy over here. And we just got to wait a few months and we'll be able to get the mission done for that. Move capital to Karakorum. I will not be doing that. Yeah, no. That doesn't sound good at all. Money. Well, I don't really have any money, so I guess I'll lose some prestige there. But that's nice that it's a cool recurring event. I like the flavor in that as well, kind of like a festival, right? Every couple of years we say, hey, what are we celebrating now? Well, look who wants to be a vassal, and look who's got a lot of cores over here. Should be pretty good. I think that's a really great way to reconquest the rest of this peninsula here for ourselves. So, well, not reconquest, but conquest it in the first place. So, yes, that should be quite good. He's got a... I can't insult him. Oh, I can insult him. I just don't get any PP. So that's good. Get our little bit of relations up. And once we hit 190, we will vassalize them. And that will be very useful. The next reform is up. Reform of the Kurultai is chance of new heir and monarch military skill. Tribal hierarchy, which is absolutism and gov cap. That's pretty good. And core cost and stab cost. Well, I think governing cap is going to be the one that is going to be holding us back the most. So I think we're going to go with that one. And that actually frees up a bit more governing cap. But I think we're going to hold off on stating anything else up for now. Mostly because we have a lot of states right now. Well, maybe this one here just because it's already there. So Korea has been subjugated. That gives us some construction of Garrix. Cool. And some shipbuilding time. Very good. Now we also get the Manchurian incursion, which gives us some manpower, AE impact for 15 years, a permanent claim on Manchuria, which is nice because that would be the next up on the chopping block. We can start integrating these guys here in a couple of years, and we can continue to work through our mission tree here. Apparently this is a mission that is just taken from the vanilla Yuan tree. So anyways, here we go. All owned provinces with Korchin, Khalkha, or Oirat culture will be converted to Mongol, or we get 3 max promoted cultures. I just like the culture conversion. So where are we at here? There we go. That's a good looking Mongol tree right there. So now it's just time to start working through our claims up here and annexing everybody. The Celestial Empire, which is to conquest all of South China and Xi'an, gives us a bunch of permanent claims on other areas, and reconquest of the Middle Kingdom, which gives our monarch a mill mana, which is nice, as well as 25 tradition, which is very good. Prestige for the rest of the game, which is, again, quite strong. And at China subcontinent gets consolidating China, which gives autonomy change, which is really nice. So good stuff. It's about that time. Let's embrace this institution here. And let's get tech for stupidly cheap prices. And there you go. We are now 999, number 2 in the world. Look at Byzantium's 898. So we are super duper technologically advanced. We can now claim the Tarim Basin over here, which will give us 15% trade efficiency for 15 years and a permanent claim on the Chewyshoot area, which is up here. Very good. And then we also got another mission, which is to control the trading cities, which will give us a bunch of money and center of trade upgrade costs 20%. That's not nothing. Now, if we continue down here, we need to rebuild the Yam, apparently, which is to have a bunch of roads built. I can do that. We got a lot of money and not really much to spend it on, as well as to annex these guys, which will give us claims on this area over here. So all is well. Time to start considering how we want to invade Japan as well. So 20 galleys and 20 transports, I can do that easily enough. So it looks like we will, if the Toyoji exists and is not a subject nation, we will gain a subjugation CB against them. So that's them. They exist. So does this mean I will get a subjugation casus belli on them? I did. Well, there's not quite a time like the present, so I suppose we might as well just figure out if this subjugation will work. We're just waiting on our ships to get up here, so let's get an admiral in there, and it's time to go land in Japan. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Yes, we can vassalize them, and even better yet, I can take a ton of their money, and I will gladly do that. That will give us a mission to, let me see here, unite whoever this is, the Toyonji, which gives us the Fall of Kyoto event, which is vanilla, I believe, which will give us PP as well as Diplo rep for the rest of the game. Ooh, and a permanent claim on the Japan region, so we can unite Japan for them if we did need to. So we also have our truces up with these guys up here. I think it's about time we started consolidating Manchuria. We've been conquesting so much, and I haven't really had a whole lot of problems with unrest, but I think I would like to go humanist next to make sure that we do not have any issues with unrest. So I'm definitely going to take a ton of clay in this war. I got to co-belligerent everybody except for So. So basically I'm going to conquest all of this, and I'm going to annex all of it. And then I'm also going to attack these guys. We're going to pay a lot of Diplo for it, but I mean, I'm not too concerned about Diplo mana. Well, wrapping up this mission for my vassal here, he gets an extra mill mana, as well as core creation cost and some permanent claims on the rest of this stuff over here, which is great because I planned on giving it to him in a war very soon. So this is really good. This is coming along very well, and I'm certainly thinking things are going to be moving much more smooth as time goes on. So right now it is 1531, and I still haven't had the Reformation spawn. I really don't know. I mean, we'll just stay in the Age of Discovery as long as that's the case. The final reform here, we got 33% raised power gain, Horde unity. We could reform into a monarchy, republic, or theocracy. Obviously, we're not going to reform. Raising power is overpowered, so we're going to go with that for sure. And with the conquest of some clay over here, we get some free admin mana, monthly autonomy change, and more permanent claims, if you could have guessed it. So more permanent claims over here. We just finished up a war with them, but we'll be getting back to war with them in due time. These borders are pretty good for 1534. Permanent claims are the true ultra tall meta elo strat. Next up, we rule Tibet, which gives us permanent claims on Nepal and Kashmir, which is fine, and the Dalai Lama, which obviously we don't want to flip religions. That would be really dumb. So what we do is we go here and we get some local autonomy and some unrest. Not bad. So we continue the southern campaign over here with lots of claims, and the conquests keep on rolling. Meanwhile, we're over here consolidating much of Japan. We will annex Ainu, and then here we go. Basically, all of Japan united under us. We've been placating him quite a bit, so they're happy. And yeah, I would say one more war, and Japan is ours, which will then hopefully give us this mission, right? And yeah, very good. We're making very good progress here. There's going to be quite a bit of stuff over here that we're going to need to conquest. I'm not sure if we actually plan to do the southern campaign. I would like to at least see how far we can get here. A lot of this stuff, yeah, a lot of this is mostly just conquest. So as you can see, it's very conquest driven. And here it is in February of 1539. The Renaissance has spawned. It's pretty crazy. With this conquest, we wrap up perfect borders in Manchuria, mostly perfect borders in Japan. A couple of these nations popped out and there was nothing I could do about that, so kind of annoying. But now all we need to do is annex this guy right here, and we've basically finished up essentially what I'd like to do for this campaign. We now can see what's going on down here. These tags are all the same. This is vanilla. It is China and Japan that have received the major overhaul, as well as Tibet and the Oirat hordes. And let's give these provinces here to our good old vassal Japan. And just like that, we can click Japan under Mongol rule. Now, may the sun never set. 150 Diplo, and we get naval force limit and naval attrition 15% for the rest of the game. And guys, I think that's a good place to call it. I think this has been a very solid run. The last like 20 years or so have mostly been a speed 5 for me, just because I planned on cleaning up these borders for you to see. So if we were to continue down the mission tree here, you can see it is mostly set towards conquering all the way over to Ilkhanate, into the land of the Great Horde and the Golden Horde, that is, and then conquering all of India, of course. lots and lots of permanent claims, as expected with the Mongol Empire run. Raise Rus to the ground, and as you can see, invade Europe. So plenty of conquest to be had with Yuan. Yuan Horde, you can play Yuan Monarchy, you can play it however you want. Those missions are all up to you. The events are all up to you. I hope that I have shown you guys just how awesome this mod really is, and I definitely encourage you to check it out. It's going to be linked in the description below the video, just like all my other stuff. Join my subreddit if you'd like to. We're doing some fun community stuff over there. Support me on Patreon if it's within your means, and join the Discord. We got a cool community Discord over there, and I'll also link Parmalion's Discord for Ante Bellum below in the description as well. But yeah, that's all I got for you for today. This is 1.5 Ante Bellum, the Dragon Throne. And as I said in the beginning of this campaign, 1.5 will drop for Ante Bellum next Friday, September 10th. So stay tuned for that. Join the Discord for more information on that if you haven't already. And more importantly, I hope you guys enjoy it. This is Chewyshoot, and I'll catch you guys later.